Real question of the day is, how are we helping ourselves but not helping the people around us? And when I say help, I understand that sometimes people say you can't fill your cup if you can't fill nobody else's cup, your cup is not full. I agree 100% with that, of course. No, I agree 95% with that. What I'm gonna say is that always beneficial to us? Like, I'm all about being selfish. I'm all about that, because at some points in life you have to be selfish. At some points in life you have to depend and focus on yourself to grow. I completely understand that perspective of life, but at the same time, I think you're more of a coward if you are growing with people around you that you care about and you don't at least try to bring them in, or at least try to have those uncomfortable conversations with people, even though sometimes it doesn't seem to go the way you expect it. Sometimes it actually burns bridges. Sometimes I've experienced that a couple times in my life. Actually, just like trying to bring people on actually does burn bridges. So keep that in mind. But I mean, at the end of the day, like that good old saying goes, right? It's a thought that counts. In this saying, and in my saying, I'm gonna say it's the action that counts, because a thought is a simple thing in the mind. Action is something we bring into fruition, into the physical world. You know, and a lot of the times we don't even need to speak or have to push our people as much if we're on the right path, if we're on our purpose. You know, sometimes people seem to latch onto that energy and some people just let go. And that's perfectly fine. Like, you grow together or you go from each other. And that's like the way life is. You know, I think God does everything in a specific way where he makes you go through certain experiences to understand what it feels like to be in that situation. And sometimes God is very just, you know, he has his way of loving is a very hard way of loving, because he'll give you some experiences that weren't so pleasant. And that's why a lot of people always say, oh, if God is real, why does he make us suffer? And you know, like every good pastor says, is because God is a loving father, but he is also a just father. And sometimes he has to let us go down our own paths to understand that we need him in our lives, right? And I know we're very aware of that. And you know, God does things in ways where sometimes it's hard to understand why, right? The big question is always why? But you gotta switch your perspective to, how can I learn from this and how can I grow from this, and what is the purpose of this lesson? Because that's something that I'm learning today in my day of life now, is to understand, like, why is it that God's doing this in my life right now? What is it that he's trying to make me see? What is it he's trying to make me do? And what is it he wants me to let go? Because there's many perspectives to life. This is my opinion. This is the Life of Lou's opinion. This isn't the Life of Lou's factual statements. Everything is strictly in my mind. Just like the things you think are in your mind, everything is in my mind too. So you got to keep that in mind. In life, sometimes things don't make sense and they're not supposed to, and that's perfectly fine. But sometimes experience things on your own account, because that's where you're going to learn in life. That's where you're going to actually get the most learning from. Of course, don't do dumb things that people telling you not to do. That's quite obvious. We don't always do that though. I didn't do that. So it's okay, you know, it's okay if that you are in that situation. Just understand that, like, at the end of the day, it's up to you to figure it out and take it as it comes, because in this world, we have ourselves and we have the everlasting love of God and the people around us, right? But it starts with you, and then it transpires into you, this physical. But the reality is, it starts with God, then that transpires into us, and then that transpires into the physical. So, I don't know, food for thought. At the end, I just started rambling. That's really all this is. It's a ramble video. But yeah, it's your boy Lou. Take care of yourself, boys and girls. We on the way. 2024 is here, and we're not stopping until we drop it. Thank you.